hello. Good afternoon.
Hi. Look, I had to make sure my camera was on.
Hey, I'm so excited. Okay, before we get started, thank you so much. You know I love you bad. So thank you so much for coming out here with me.
For having me.
Of
And
course. Okay, so normally I only do one book at a time, so I write thorough notes. So I
okay.
try to just do the highlights since we're doing the series. I'm gonna try to breeze through it as best I can, okay?
Okay, cool. Go for it.
Okay, so before we get started, how did you get the idea for like the initial story?
Okay, so for which one? For the
Uncovering love.
Cover in Love. Okay. There's a two-part to this. So the first part was at the time in my city, there was this big story that happened, right?
Hmm.
And when I set out to write, because my true love, the heart of hearts of me, I want to stay in the lane of romantic suspense. That's what I love to read. That's what I love to write. Um, and I knew Uncovering Love was going to be that book for me
Hmm.
to deep dive. Because you kind of see little elements of it in my back catalog, but you don't see like I go full romantic suspense. So I knew Uncovering Love was going to be that for me. So that was just a perfect opportunity because it was stuff going on and it was just heavy on me. I was like, you know what? It's time for me to, jump into this romantic suspense lane like I've been trying to do, just trying to when I said I was going to switch up and start writing true romantic suspense, there was some, are you sure? Like your readers might not like that, da 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 da. And I said, well, I'm gonna ease them into it, just
Hmm.
just ease around this curve a little bit. Um, so I ain't do like a hard, Yui, but I definitely eased everybody into it. And it became because there was something going on in the city, and it kind of just put me in that mindset of, it's not the story that happened, but it definitely put me in the mindset of it's time for me to um dive into what I love to write. The second part of that is when I immediately Gray's character came to me because of a man that I saw years before, like 10 years ago. I made a TikTok about this. I was dropping my son off at school, and this dude, like I had never seen him before that day, even though I dropped my son off at pre-K every day. I never seen him. But he but he got out of his Tahoe, and what do you do when you see a nice looking man? Like, you look like
Yeah.
look. I was really paying attention to the Tahoe because I like the Tahoe, but when he got out of it, I was like, dang, he real nice looking or whatever. But y'all, he had on a chain, and he had his badge hanging from his chain.
For real.
I was like, huh? Did not look like the police at all.
Yeah.
He wasn't suited up or nothing. He was dressed down, but nothing about this man gave I work for the police. Nothing. Nothing.
Cause when we met Gray and you described him like that, I said, not the badge on the chain, where that came from. Got J's on the feet and everything. Okay.
Girl, saw with my own two eyes. And
Okay.
that was in 2000, 10 years ago. That was when my
Shout
son,
out to that man.
all right. And I wrote Gray in 2020.
That's crazy. Well, shout out to him because he gave us some good. He inspired some really goodness.
But anytime I write a law enforcement officer, I go back to that because the swag he had, he just knew he was that. He just knew he was that man. Like, very much, I know who I am, and I ain't scared. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because you could tell, like,
I work
he,
for the law, but I'm still that nigga.
he was a detective. Like, he was a whole detective. But the way he just carried himself, that's what I think about when I think of when I'm writing a book. I'm not trying to give you blue collar for real. I'm trying to give
Yeah.
you morally gray. Good
Okay,
guy.
I like it. I like it. And then when you came into Uncovering Love, did you already plan to make it a series, or you was like, let me just do this one and we'll see?
So the only thing I did not plan is that Blue was supposed to be a novella. That's the only thing that is different about this whole thing because Uncovering Love came out close to Christmas or like close to it was coming up on the holidays.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember Blue was just supposed to get a little novella for the holidays around him and Jacoba, and that ended up being 100,000 words. It ended up being more than what I intended for it to be. So that's the only thing that was a curveball in the whole series.
Okay, well, we happy with that curveball.
And the second one was I did not intend to write August. I intended to unalive him in Kingston, but I have never done a redemption story before, so I thought it was perfect to do August that way. That's the only reason August has a book, because initially I wanted you
to. When I was reading Kingston, I was like, "Oh, brother gotta go. He got to go." I don't know how, but
I had already written all of that, and I went back and deleted it. I went back and got rid of it. I saved it for another book. What was supposed to happen to him, I saved for something else, because I said, I had already took Kingston. I had already took something from him, and I couldn't see doing that. And I'm like, redeem August, and I'm like, redeem him, girl? Is you crazy? Like, I don't. But
yeah, that would have been a little too much to take his brother too.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have took him and left Granny, but that's neither here nor there. Now, I will say, because I saved it for when we get to that, you did a really good job at a redemption story, because I be committed to my hatred for a character. Like, if I dislike you in book 3, I dislike you forever. I don't care how many books. I wasn't even in chapter 5, and I was rooting for August, and I was like, what is wrong with me? Why you make me like him?
That man just had a lot, as someone
you redeemed him too well for me. I didn't like the way how quickly I flipped.
Said we could have kept Granny. The thing about this is that as somebody who's co-parenting with a parent that I'm co-parenting with 2 people, okay? In the first one, we are like this. We locked in. The only reason I know me and this man ever been together is because we got a kid together. Other than that, you couldn't tell me and him was like that, because we such good friends, right? That's where that whole co-parenting between August and Faith came from. It's the relationship I have with my ex-husband.
Okay.
So my second, follow me, all right?
It's like the first stage of Faith and August.
It's like it's like co-parent. It's like with August and his dad is what I fear my kids will have with their dad. Because men aren't, yes, you know how kids are. My mama said somebody. But then you have those kids that's always about what my daddy said. Because my daddy said what my daddy said is going to override what my mama said.
What anybody said. Yeah.
That's where August was. He latched onto his dad in a way where the influence was just there. And that's how a lot of kids, I gotta watch mine, because no, we ain't gonna be like that. We're not gonna be like that.
Won't have it. Okay.
And this is what's scary. This ain't a man who in the streets. He ain't none of that. Never even got a ticket in his life. But that tells you the character of the person I'm dealing with. All right.
Yeah. Anyway, okay. We're gonna add you to our prayers, girl, because that's a lot right there. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so with Uncovering Love, you open a book just turning our entire world upside down, because the prologue just had us like, we're all so happy, we want to be happy family. And in chapter 1, you was like,
yeah,
it's gone. Yeah. Now, at first, this is one thing I do want to compliment you on too. You are very good at like letting things play out, and the questions you have will be answered. You just gotta lay low. Because at first I was like, how did we get here so fast? Even with the homegirl Sade, it was just like, what is going on? And did you struggle at all with the storyline? Because it was like her sister turned on her husband turned on her best friend had backstabbed her. Did you ever kind of feel like, okay, maybe I'm going a little hard on this lady out the gate? Or you was like, she gonna be all right?
I did not struggle with that book one time.
Okay.
In August, I wanted to make him a gangster, and he told me no.
You don't think August was?
I wanted to make him like, I had him beating up somebody in like chapter 2, and it was like, no, that ain't my character. Change that. I'm healing. Change that. Literally. This is what I
Okay.
mean by letting your characters do the talking,
Mm-hmm.
because that's the book I struggled with the most was August, because he really did not let me do him like I wanted to. But with Uncovering Love, I knew Gianna had it hard, but that was the whole focus behind bringing somebody like Gray along, who didn't
Mm-hmm.
mind picking up pieces. You know what I'm saying? Who didn't mind putting this lady back together? Like, it was his pleasure to do these things,
Yeah.
and you know, I just I wanted people to see how good of a heart she had, and you know what I'm saying, just the relationship she had with her son, and how she loved her career, but she also was just deeply broken in some places. And that's why, men like Gray, we do hope, are out there for women like Gianna.
Cause I especially loved how like he did not care. You don't want to call me, that's all right. I know where you work. What you want to eat for lunch? Which y'all hungry? What you want to do? Theo, come on, let's color dog. What's up? Like he was just like, I know what it is, and I'm just gonna give you time to catch up. Me and Theo gonna be over here
Right.
doing our little thing. You let us know when you ready.
Mhm. Love that for Theo.
I also loved in all the books, it's just like as the family got bigger, everybody just immediately like blended in together. And it just got like everybody got something that they were missing from the Summers Wells clique. Like
Right.
your granny just passed, now we got this one. My mama missing her mama, well now we got her. Like
Right.
everybody just fulfilled each other. Everybody filled each other's cup up. And it made like, even though it was some insanity going on, it was people out to get them.
Hmm.
It brought like a warmth to every story because like the family bond, it just got better and everybody just fell right into place.
Right.
Did
Right.
you have a favorite character in the series? Like, was there one that you was like, I really love this one?
I love Blue for what Blue offered to my career. I love August for what August offered to a part of me that was going through a lot at the time. So I love them for different reasons. But definitely Blue, because Blue changed a lot for me. Blue brought me some readers, because a lot of people read Blue before they read Uncovering Love.
Mm-hmm.
But when it came to August, it was just something about him understanding that he needed to heal and doing the work to get there. Um, and he was adamant on not having setbacks. Like, even when he fought um Asia's dad, like, he was cool with that, because that was, to him, was that was worth it.
Yeah.
But all that other frivolous stuff, he didn't let that type of stuff get to him. And I just love that for him. So he was my favorite overall in the series, because it shows a man who's comfortable with understanding he needs to heal. And yeah, pretty much why.
I think my heart went out to Kingston the most
Mm-hmm.
because I was like, dang, Kingston is just trying to balance and protect. And, he's still trying to
He
figure
was
out his
my
own
favorite.
life.
I thought I loved Blue until I wrote Kingston, and I thought I
Mhm.
loved Kingston until I wrote August. Like, these, that's what I'm saying. Like, for different reasons, I loved all four of them, but definitely Kingston was my favorite, which is crazy considering how much I love Blue.
Mhm.
Um, but I don't know if it's the Florida locks in. I don't know if that's what drew me to Kingston the most, but it definitely was. I think it was just he was just different. Like, I don't know, but I definitely, and Kingston handled things so well. Like, what he went through, and to still handle it the way he did. Um, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Now with Blue, I really liked about Blue that Jacoba was kind of I don't know if I would call it the initiator, but she was kind of like, okay, I'm
Right.
gonna find him. I don't know who that is because literally the first time she meets him, she can't even see him. He
Mm-hmm.
masked up, they doing a raid or a bust or whatever, and she just see him walk by and like, that walk is mine. The shoulders is mine. Like and really does her homework to find out who he is. I was like, now to me, it just felt like, okay, this is a little bit of a different dynamic because all the other women kind of had to be chased a little bit.
Mhm.
Whereas Jacoba was like, I need to figure out how to get him.
No, Blue had to be broken down. And
Yeah.
it took somebody like Jacoba because Jacoba understood what she wanted. And it's okay to be assertive. It's okay. Now it's okay to be assertive to a point. I feel like Jacoba, a lot of people was a little like, she was too aggressive. To me personally, I think Jacoba is that person who is comfortable with who she is. She knows this man want her. Come on, like, let's be for real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
But that
neat. Of
he
course he do.
but he's in a place where he's professional, and had they met under certain different circumstances, the tables probably would have been flipped. However, she like somebody said, shot her shot with finesse. She shot her shot, and that's okay. And I love that for her. So
I can't believe people thought I didn't take it as assertive. I did take it as like, I mean, once he gets to know me, whatever happened will happen. It was like she knew like he gonna want me. Like who wouldn't? But let me just get us in the same vicinity and just let it play out. I didn't take it as like,
and I think she handled things. I think she handled things well. Like, she wasn't like, you know what I'm saying, it was just like that cat and mouse, and he even played her game. Like, truthfully, he played the same game.
yeah.
And I feel like once she recognized that a little piece of him she could get, like even when they watched the movies together, like, the whole scene where he told her, where she was upset because he wasn't gonna come watch a movie with her that night, but then he ended up watching the movie. Like, she knew she loved him. Like, stop playing with me. Like, it's okay to like me. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Don't fight it, boo. I'm also a little biased because I actually tricked my husband into getting me and letting him think that he did so. So I feel it. You look. I'm just giving you the alley oop and you do the rest. That's
Exactly.
all, and then that's on you. You know. Now another thing, one pattern I noticed with two of the ladies, and I might be overlooking something else, but in Blue, Jacoba had this stalker and kept it a secret. Why wouldn't she tell somebody on her team?
As I was writing Blue, I kind of felt like, in a sense of, imagine you this big celebrity, and you tell somebody you have a stalker, but here you are destroying the evidence. Like, she did not ever keep what she quote unquote was getting from this stalker. She just felt like, I almost feel like, you feel like, are you tripping, or is this really going on? It's a fine line, because yes, she should have told somebody, but I feel like, to make for a great story, it is like, look, I don't want people to think I'm losing my mind. Like, I don't want to overthink this. I could be wrong. I'm this big celebrity, and what if they put this out and now it's out and everybody gonna know? Like,
then you have copycats just messing with me, yeah. And also like out of sight, out of mind. Just throw it away. I don't even want to see it. I don't want to talk about it. Because I also questioned in August why Asia didn't tell her friend. Yeah, in her delusion, in her denial, she thought her and August were just friends. But it was like, let your homegirl know, like, I mean, we cool, but it might be a little something there. So find somebody else.
Crazy, because Asia was so perfect for him, but I feel like in that moment she didn't feel as perfect as her friend, who was a star.
Yeah.
And her own thing going, and then not fully trusting a man and saying, he might like me, but I know once he meet her, he gonna like her more. That type of vibe, you know what I'm saying? So poor Asia, she was just too nice and sweet, and she didn't think highly.
She was. I was so happy that her and Faith ended up becoming friends, because although Faith was also in denial about her own situation, like they kind of both needed each other, I think. And then it helped Asia better blend into the family. dynamic.
Definitely. And then the scene I wrote where she wakes up to find Faith in her house is actually one of the first scenes I wrote in the book. Um, because I loved how that interaction played out. I loved that even showed a part of how August felt about Faith. And I know a lot of people before August came out, they were so excited because they're like, oh, they're gonna get back together. August and Faith gonna get back together. I could have never gave him Faith back. I think about my own life and would I deal with somebody like that just to take him back? And I knew I couldn't give him Faith back. It didn't feel right. It did not feel right at all. But they made better friends, and he grew up, she grew up some, and I just love their whole dynamic. Writing that book was the best experience, even though it was the hardest. It was a lot. It was a lot. It took a lot out of me. I ain't even gonna lie. I think I said that when it dropped. I was like, yeah, this book done took me through it. Okay, it took me through it, but it was
wow. So people wanted her back with August even after we met Jericho?
Because Jericho a bad man. Whew. Yeah.
I love me some Jericho bad. Do you hear me?
I just loved him so bad. Like, to me, I wish I could have gave them like their own full length, but I knew it didn't work. Again, as a writer who loves the craft of writing, I know what feels good, and I don't try to force what doesn't feel good to me. So it made no sense for me to break up their story when so much of their story included August, and so much of August's story included Faith.
Yeah.
So that's why I had to blend them the way I did.
Now, and I guess this may be more of a side question. When you're writing a series, how do you determine, like, okay, maybe this side character can also have their own book too? Like, how do you determine that?
So I determine that by if I feel like that character has a story. If they don't have a story, they're not getting a book. So recently somebody was asking me about Abe, who is the lawyer, the attorney for the Smith family. And they were like, hey, why won't he have a book? But I never got a story for him. Like, nothing ever truly came for him. Okay. So I just don't force a book. Like, I literally do not do that. Widowmaker is coming out, right? Dr. Bell was before that. There's a 10-year gap between Dr. Bell and Widowmaker. But I knew in that 10 years, like, trying to explain what happened in 10 years in Major's book would have been real. To me, it felt real foolish because I'm like, no, people want to know what happened to her mama. People want to know what happened, after her dad died. Like, people want to know these things. So that's how the Love Me Now series came. Like, that's why it's when you're gifted to do certain things, you really do try to pay attention to what you're doing. You try to do it with intent. You try to be, just be intentional about what you're writing and just not throwing something up and hoping it's going to do what it do.
Yeah.
I don't do that. I'm trying to be very intentional, especially moving forward. I've coming into my sixth year now. So it's like, the longer I do this, the more intentional I become about the work that I put out and about the stories that I'm offering.
Yeah, I can appreciate that. I really loved the novella, the Summers novella, because it reminded me of, and I even wrote this in my notes. Rain Coleman wrote a novella after book one in his series, and it's like an extended epilogue. And that's kind of what I got from them. It just felt like, an extended epilogue where it's like, okay, we're taking a family trip, we hanging out, we having a good time, but we got a little bit of something, but we back at it. Like,
right.
What made you give us that in between?
So I needed a kind of bridge between Kingston and August, right? At the end of the Summers novella, you will see where August is with Faith and Jericho on their way, and they're having this little, conversation, but he's planning in his mind how he wants this. This is something he desires to have, is what he's witnessed. So that's the catalyst to him changing. That's the catalyst to him, having his own book, kind of leading you into his story. So that's how we got that I wanted to give everybody a little update and see where everybody was before we got to August. Now, mind you, the summer series, the first 3 books came out in 2021. I know that a lot of people are just now reading them this last year, but they actually came out in 2021. And they got a facelift and all that prior to August book coming out in 2024, 2023, 2024. So that's how we're here now, because and that's why the novella came again, because we were getting a lead into August book, because the series had already been out for 3 years prior to August book coming.
Okay, that makes sense. So it just helped kind of bridge the gap to bring us up to date.
Correct.
I loved it. Now that storyline was crazy though. And I told myself, because when the story kind of starts and they getting settled in at the cabin before everybody is there, he goes to check the grounds and he has this big, huge shooter, right? And I'm like, oh Lord, somebody about to get it in this book.
Always ready.
Always ready. So I guess that plays into the like this was the romantic suspense, and you like flawless. Like you did such a great job with it. Like it was so fun. It was exciting to read. Like I was just so ready for like what we finna solve next. I'm ready to crack the case.
Listen. Love writing that too. I have fun writing though, unless they stressing me out, child. But other than that, I do have fun writing, and I love writing. I be cackling writing these scenes, child. I be like, oh, they gonna be mad when they read this.
Not you laugh at our pain.
I be cracking myself up, like, oh yeah, they like this. Girl, they gonna have your inbox going off.
That's crazy. You just be laughing at us in advance. That is crazy. Now I'm just gonna imagine you laughing at me the next book I read, and I'm stressed out.
Kicking my feet and rubbing my feet together, laughing at me. So do. I do. I'm so petty. I do.
At least you're honest about it, I guess. Like it's easier to accept. Now, one of the things that got me in the revelations in August, because August was a lot of revelations. Like I wasn't ready at all. We find out that their dad, after having given Kingston a hard time, he the ops, he the law, and all this other stuff. Now you too, sir. What made you throw that wrench in there? Because I was like, do what?
I can't reveal my sources or my future endeavors. Just our future endeavors.
I'll just keep that in my back pocket.
Yeah.
Okay. Then also you start the book off with this unknown doctor seeing Nate, and we had to wait the entire book because I feel like every few chapters I was like, who is the doctor? Finally, we get the reveal of Cage and find out that Kingston and August have a brother. And it's like, once he hits the scene, that man just tore everything up.
I laughed so hard writing that scene, because why you gonna little boy my men like that? Don't do that to them.
How do you even come in like that? Like, instead of just saying, hey, you don't know me, but you just like bogart your way in the door. You're like, tell my little brother to do something. Who? The way I screamed out, who? You're who? Who are you again? Like,
when I tell you I had a time, I said, this man is crazy. He's funny, but yeah.
At one point, I was even pacing back and forth in my living room, like, baby, what is going on, sir? You giving me too much at one time. A menace.
Not a menace.
Ooh. I wasn't agreeing. I was just reading it out loud.
I might be though. I think I am a little bit.
You just said how you be laughing at us in advance.
I'm gonna laugh when y'all get Widowmaker, because I
ain't never heard of an author pre-ordering laughter. Like,
and she is. Thank you.
Let's see, where was I in this book? Okay, I have another random question. Don't judge me, okay? When I write my notes, I write whatever I'm thinking.
Go for it.
Why was Tiffany so obsessed with Kingston having nipple rings? What's going on?
Listen, some things are just sexy on a man.
And I said, girl, you love that.
Loved it, girl. Loved it. I don't know, like I've seen a couple of men with them, but they were really fine, like really. They were really. They weren't like. I'm trying to figure out how to put this.
Okay.
They were really roughnecks, like true roughnecks, and they had nipple rings. And I'm thinking to myself, well, dang, that's a
What
little
that
crazy.
mean?
What you got going on?
See, now I had a bad visual because I do have an ex that has something. He was not fine.
Yeah,
And
see
the
now.
first time I saw it, I was like, nah, I know you fucking playing. What?
No, this
So
is
when I heard it, I was a little triggered. I had to walk myself up out of that time in my life.
talking
But
about
I
the fine
said,
ones.
girl, Tiffany, you like it. I'm happy for you, girl.
Yeah, we talking about the fine ones over here. We talking about the ones who don't give. That's what they got going on in their life.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. I'm not mad at it. I was happy with it. Did you ever debate or maybe second guess like how from Kingston to August had went basically no contact with their dad? Did you ever like second guess it and like maybe he might give in, maybe he might?
So when he had the question, when he was having the conversation with Kingston, and Kingston told him, if you're ready to, see him or whatever, we can do it together. We can make this step together,
Mhm.
because he was at a little spot where he felt like he was ignoring him, like anything could be wrong with him, like, just those things when you put boundaries up, right, in real life. And then that one ex that you said you gonna block and not call him no more and not talk to him no more, but when they call at 3 o'clock in the morning, you think something wrong. So your first thought is to, oh, let me answer this phone and see, make sure nothing wrong, because
Yeah.
women are natural. We are natural nurturers.
Mhm.
So, and when you are in a relationship with somebody that you have to mother, and then when you have to let that person go, you can't, that mother part of you stays on for a little while until you completely turn it off. So I feel like that part of August, when he still has some, it's just that maybe, I don't want something to be wrong with him and I'm not talking to him, those type of things.
She said, I'm not a mom. That is true though. I can get what you're saying. Like, even when you don't want to, like sometimes you are still kind of like, well, I hope that nigga all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes I don't feel bad about it when I think like that about certain people, but I'm just that person. I'm that person that if I have a dream about you, if you show up in my dreams, I'm praying for you, because
Yeah.
he showed you to me for a reason.
I agree with that.
Um, so that's how I am in my real life. So definitely when I think of, things like that, it's just that part of you exists, and you don't have to be mad at yourself that you feel like that. Like, that's a natural feeling. I do wish I could be mean. I wish I could just be like, I don't care if it is something wrong with him, good. I wish I could be like that. But that's not my nature though. So
I feel that, and that makes sense because there were a few times where August like said, like, as long as he calling, I know he's still alive. So okay,
exactly.
yeah, so that makes sense. Now in Cage's monumental reveal, we find out that he had a previous family and that he did something to the mom that he did again with Kingston and August's mom. That was a little crazy.
Girl.
I was like, we at the end of the book and you speed now. Like, what?
Yep, girl. And
It's a way to say, yep, girl.
listen, but the way Kingston was in the book, I knew I couldn't have him end his own dad. Which is why Cage ended up doing the dirty work. Like, Cage, it's like, oh, I've been waiting for you.
Yeah.
Waiting for you. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, listen, one of the best, experiences was writing Kingston. I enjoyed him so much that I actually wrote him the quickest out of all 3 books. Because I just had fun. I just was like, but other than that, August take the cake, child, because he took me through there.
August took us all through there. Because already we felt guilty for being happy for him and liking him.
Exactly.
Okay.
I'm telling y'all to trust me. Like, just trust me. I got this. I got
I
this.
mean, I don't mind a little redemption story for a character. Although there's one character, it's this girl Adeline in
Mhm.
this book. In the book I mentioned, the extended epilogue that Rain Coleman wrote. I don't
Okay.
give a damn what he write.
Okay.
I hate her guts, and
Yep.
it's forever.
Mhm.
Okay, but with August, I felt like immediately I realized like, dang, I like
You
August.
catching a stray. You catching a stray. The book is
He
titled Peace,
know it.
but it's the third book in a interconnected standalone series. The first book in that series is Uncovering Love. Um,
Let me show you. You know, let me stun a little bit. So the first book one, Uncovering Love. Uh-huh. This is where we meet the family. That's Gray's story. Next up, oh wait, I skipped. Hold on. Next up, we have Blue. That's Blue and Jacoba. That's book two. Next up, we have our guy, Kingston. That's
mhm.
this Nate's best friend right here, Kingston. Last up, scoundrel turned friend, August. Okay. And yes, the covers eat down. Ooh, these are some beautiful books right here. I loved it real bad. Now, okay, one more question, then I'm gonna do the general questions. I'm gonna let you go.
Okay, cool.
Now I know you said we saw somebody who ended up being like the motivation behind Gray. But when you came into the series and you knew you wanted to do a series, did you know that all of them would be like in some type of law enforcement, or did that kind of come about later?
So if you I have this whole, again, we're being intentional. So Gray started out my law enforcement slash street, you know, world that I'm building here.
Mm-hmm.
I like the idea of morally gray characters. I love it, actually. And they just kind of slid in on me, but I knew August wasn't, because he just, that's not his vibe. But these aren't the first these are the first law enforcement characters you'll meet from me, but they're not the last. I love writing men who are quote unquote maybe corporate, but still get their hands dirty.
Yeah. Okay, I like that. Okay, to the general questions. If a reader has never read your catalog before, what book would you recommend for them to get like your vibe?
Still
Your
waters.
vibe.
This is a good lead into my catalog. The reason I say that is because I don't like to introduce the people to the trenches first.
The trenches is wild. Do you hear me? The trenches is wild.
Look, I don't want to introduce y'all to the trenches, okay? But when you hop into my world, then you can double back to the trenches after you done left the after you left the corporate dudes, because Phoenix and Phoenix and his brother Blaze, okay, they are attorneys, all right. This is a romantic suspense. It's one book, it's just two parts. And it starts off with a lady who her friend passes away. There is a third part to this, but it's not, you don't have to read you don't necessarily it's not a cliffhanger. It's not a cliffhanger. So thank you, Neek. So she goes moves to a new town. Her friend passes away, so her friend leaves her everything. So she goes to this new town and she basically takes over her friend's property, her home, and all these things like that. Well, she gets lost one day. Going on the run, she gets lost in the woods. And that's where Phoenix comes in. Phoenix still is like he's like the town's urban legend almost. Like he's almost like this. Like don't look at him too long. Don't, you know what I'm saying? Don't whisper his name in the dark. He might pop up on you.
Oh,
Um, but you know, him and Blaze are having this conversation, and Blaze is like, they're watching the news and they see that this lady is missing. They see the lady family on there. Um, Dallas gonna always be gonna
I
always
have
be.
gotten so many comments since I first posted about our live about Dallas and Houston.
Yeah, Dallas is
Like
my man.
they
Always with
love them down.
yes, that New Orleans. It's just something about a man from New Orleans. All right, so with Still Waters, so she goes and does all the, you know, to her friend's house or whatever. But anyway, and don't sleep on Gator. I know. She gets lost. Begrudgingly, Phoenix will go look for her because his property backs up into the woods that she supposedly got lost in. He finds her, he brings her home, da 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 da. But the where everything starts with them, her friends ends up moving. Another friend she has ends up moving to the town. Also, she's starting her life over, and that she encounters Blaze. So this is a romantic suspense. Blaze is working a case where his best friend is the suspect. His best friend the is the victim, and his other friend is the suspect. All right. So, and Phoenix is the head of the law firm. He's the family big dog. And he's just you know, helping Deja find out what truly happened to her friend. There's some events that take place where she realizes her friend didn't just pass away. Something happened to her.
Ooh, okay, okay. Now, let's say they get past the initiation process. And they say, take me to the trenches. Where would you
Okay.
tell them to start?
Thank you. So if they want to go now, if you want to go to the trenches, all right, that's where you're gonna go to Gator and and his twin brother Stephen. Hold up, let me get y'all this book. So A Thug Has Feelings Too. I mean, the title gonna really speak for itself in this instance. A Thug Has Feelings Too, and A Baller Has Feelings Too is the second book. But the third and fourth book in that series, oh girl, is it gone? Hold on. I don't see him. But the second and third part is Dallas, and Dallas is who people talk about because Dallas.
Yes, they
Dallas.
love him bad. And that's why I said, trench me, please. I know that's right.
His book is A Hitter Has Feelings Too. So yeah, so it's 4 books. I mean, it's 9 books in that series, but this is where you start, and they're all interconnecting standalones. So
Okay, I did good because I pre-ordered those. Maybe the first 4 or 5 for Black Romance.
So
I'm in the trenches, y'all.
yep. So that's the trenches, child. But yeah, these are thank you. So
Now somebody asked about when your site will open up. I know the answer, but I'm gonna let you answer.
So my site is open for pre-orders right now if you're going to Black Romance Book Fest. Outside of that, my site will not be open for any more purchases because I have Black Romance Book Fest in end of May. I have my own book event the beginning of August, and then I have Southern Hearts and Signed Kisses. So it will be a lot of book events coming up here soon. So I don't foresee now. The only time my site will be open if it's a new release, which I will offer it for those who are not going to the events. I don't feel like I shouldn't just give it to the folks who going. I ain't gonna do y'all like that. So you will be able to purchase new releases and things like that, just not my back catalog because that is extensive and it's a lot of time. I'm on a book deadline as is. Okay.
We don't want to overwhelm you. Now I say that I will be at Black Romance and Southern Hearts, so I'm getting mine. Yeah. But I'm praying for everyone who will not be there, and at some point you will get your books as well. Okay,
you will. I well, sometimes like I plan on, it just depends. Like if I know I'm in a downtime and I'm like, you know what, today I might offer like, I don't know, 20% off. I don't know. But I do let people I am always forthcoming with information. It's not you'll know full in advance what's gonna happen before it happens.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm praying for y'all. I'm saying, how many books do you currently have in your catalog?
39.
That catalog's sitting heavy. Didn't I tell y'all?
Man, that's crazy.
Okay, I asked you the next question. Okay, my next general question, was there anything that was like drastically different in the writing process versus what we got in the finished releases?
Oh, girl. The only again, we're going back to August. The only thing is I truly felt what I wanted for him is not what I gave because I wanted something different for his character. But the more I wrote, the more in my head he was like, "Nope, take that out, take that out, erase that, get rid of that." But in the end, it was such a beautiful story that I'm glad I did not do what I wanted to do for the story. So yeah, it's just letting the characters play out how they want to play out, and um, the writing process is always for me. I do a lot of I get a lot of inspiration organically. I will take a shower for no reason. I will, what I'm saying? Like, I don't care if I already had one today. If I'm trying to, work out a scene in my head, I'll go take a shower. I'll find something to clean up. You know what I'm saying? Just anything to get my mind off of what I'm doing so that I
Yeah.
can let the inspiration just come organically. So I really don't experience writer's block like that for real. And I don't write chronologically. My chapters, I write whatever scene is in my head, and I just go from there. Like I truly let these scenes and stuff like that just come to me organically, girl.
Okay. They telling their own stories. You just bringing them to us.
I'm just writing. That's all.
Okay. If you could change any decision that any of the characters made, what would it be and what would you have them do instead?
I fixed that. I fixed that. All right. So before I went indie, I was under a publisher, and I remember when I first wrote Uncovering Love, the original Uncovering Love, Sade, the ending was different. Um, than what y'all got now. So yeah, I fixed that, child.
I know that's right. So what was it originally?
Still here. Because why you still here after you did what you did?
Gotta go. I don't look. Some people complain. I don't mind Arthur taking somebody up out of here. Not Granny. Not Granny.
I know.
Anybody else take them. We don't need them.
Granny was essential to August growing up. And I hate to say that, but how many times I was talking about this the other day? Wait.
I feel like I know what you're about to say. Oh my God.
What? I'm not trying to be messy. But how many times do you be at a funeral and all these people decide today they want to change their life because they homeboy done? Like, you ain't think about doing that before this? Like, I'm just being so honest right now. Like, you ain't think about doing.
Oh my God. You crazy. No, I thought you was gonna say like how a thug always be like, man, I miss my granny, dog. And then all of a sudden they try to make their relationship right. They try to be in their kids' life. That's where I thought you was going.
First of all, I'm in the South, all right? I'm in Florida, okay? And I can guarantee you it's a church on every corner, okay?
Yes.
I've been to some funerals in my life, all right? And I'm telling you,
Ooh,
that and I just be like, I understand we all got our, I understand we all got our come to moment, but come on, man.
Let me tell you, I went to 3 funerals last month. Every funeral at some point, they have where people could come up, they ask you to keep it to 2 minutes or less. Every funeral, it was some older man, like an uncle. I'm such and such cousin. And every time his message was, y'all better get right. Y'all better get right because it's going to be y'all up here next.
Yeah.
And they always, like, you could tell they looking at that one cousin that just got out of jail, but they not saying nothing, but it's like you.
But that's why August, it took that to wake him up. And sometimes it really be taking people, it be taking something as hard as death to wake people up.
Yeah.
Not just in a spiritual way, but just in life in general. Like, you out there, why you got to see your homeboy get taken up out of here before you decide you want to come off the streets? Like, I don't understand that, but okay, whatever.
That's true. Now I definitely been to a gang member's funeral and it turned into a revival up in that them niggas was getting saved left and right. But
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. That's it just tickled me. Okay. This one a little tricky. I'm gonna make this okay, this one and one more. If you were approached and somebody was like, I give you a movie deal, but you can only pick one of these books. We'll give whatever background information you want from the other books, but only one of these books gonna be the center stage. Which book would you want?
Still Waters.
Okay.
Much
Okay.
as I love me, Still Waters, Still Waters makes for like a 4-part or 3 or 2-part like movie you can watch on like Netflix or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, it definitely, yeah, it's definitely that book. People sleep on Still Waters, but listen, when y'all wake up and realize
Right.
that it is a good story, y'all are gonna be so excited that y'all read it. The skeletons in that book are crazy. Okay.
Yeah. Matter of fact, to those of y'all who like to do buddy reads with me, we starting Still Waters on Monday.
Please read Still Waters and y'all report back. You're gonna have to have me back. Report back. All right.
Okay, I'm gonna have you back and I'm gonna do all the talking. I'm gonna tell you my experience in Still Waters.
Yeah,
Okay.
let me.
Because y'all that are here, for me, I said I'm not doing a theme this month. I'm just trying to get back into the swing of things. So I'm doing Monique Madness instead of March Madness. So I'm trying to work my way through her catalog. So that's what we're doing. Um, okay, this is the last question. Of all the books you've written, which was your favorite to write and which was the hardest to write?
August, both times.
Both. Okay. I could see that. I could see that. Yeah. All right. Well,
I just wish a few men would read August to understand why it's okay. It's okay to understand that you need to be healed from some things. You don't always have to be so. We love, yes, we love the manly man, but we also like the man. Being manly too can mean your psychological is straight.
yeah. Okay. I get what you're saying. Like, you could be rough around the edges, but that doesn't mean you have to be broken to be that. Like, you preach it today. Okay. Well, thank y'all so much. Okay, so y'all that want to buddy read with me, we are starting Still Waters on Monday. Cause I just started, I think it's called Whispered Promises.
Oh, girl, you talking about my man. Okay,
I
so
just started it last night.
You read Friend You Can Keep first?
No. Does that one need to go first?
Yes.
Okay. Because I looked on Amazon to see if it said, but it didn't say. So I was just like, well, I just pick one.
Not technically, but to understand some things that happen in Whisper a Promise, you read Friend You Can Keep first. Yeah.
Okay. I'll switch and do that. And then we're going to start Still Waters on Monday, y'all. So let me know if you're joining me on a buddy read. And maybe I'll go live like one day so we could talk and recap amongst each other.
I'm available.
All right. Well, thank you so much for this. Before I go, I gave you your flowers on my video about the books that heal me, but I just want you to know, like, you will always have a special place in my heart. Like, your books pull me out of some dark, dark times. And I hope you know that your work means something. You have power in what you do. And I thank you for sharing your art and your craft and your creativity with us. Like, I just love you. I love you. I appreciate you. I cannot wait to meet you at Black Romance. I'm gonna be back in your line in Southern Hearts. But I really wanted to take the opportunity to tell you what you mean to me. And I appreciate you so much.
You don't know how much I needed to hear that, girl.
Well, I'm here to give anytime you need, just like You did it for me without even trying, so I just want you to know what you did. I'm just being honest.
And
I
see,
got
that's
my unhinged flower girl and no hood flower girl and unhinged best man up there.
this is exactly what reading did for me when I was. This is why I love to walk in my purpose, because I know what reading did for me when I was in some tough, tough, tough times.
You are preaching to the choir, and that's why I hate what I see sometimes in the bookish space because books can really help people like so much. Like growing up, I was an only child, so I always read books. Like that's just what I did to entertain myself. And then when I was in that space, a friend of mine was like, "When is the last time you read a book? Like maybe that's what you need."
Right.
And she actually told me, she was like, "You should get Hood Flower Girl and Unhinged Best Man. I think you'll like it. Like that seemed like it'll be up your alley." And I'm talking about it was just like a breath of fresh air. Just it gave me something because I believe in the saying like an idle mind is a devil's playground.
Yes.
And so
And
I believe that's what was going on with me. And because I
yes.
became a mom to twins during COVID, I didn't go
Oh,
outside for months. And
listen.
so the books just gave me something, like gave me something to think about, gave me something to enjoy. And so, like, I'm sure because like when I posted that video, other people said the same thing, but I just want the chance to tell you, like, your words really, like, really, I was not exaggerating. Like, those books healed me for real. Like, if I didn't have them babies, I probably would not be here. And like, it gave me something to help me a
Yes.
healthy way to cope with life. So just thank you for what you do. Like, you are appreciated for real.
And I had this conversation with, believe it or not, Casey Mills. I am working on a trad book, and I called her and I'm like, Casey, listen, um, just help me to understand if I'm going in the right direction. And I said, you know what? No, you just released the trad book. Let me. I took a few days off. I didn't write anything or anything. I opened her book. I called her back like 10 minutes into the book. I called her and I said, hey, and I had her laughing so hard. I said, listen, I just want you to know you got tears coming out of my eyes because you're reminding me why I love to read. I haven't read the last book I read as a author. The last book I've read was Hall of Dreams by Antoinette Sherrill, and that came out like in 2022, 2023. Because when I write, I don't actively read. I put books aside because I'm not the probability of you mixing is too great.
Yeah. Yeah.
It can be, it doesn't even have to be intentional. But if you watch anything I do, you'll see how many books I buy, how many books are on my shelves. These are because when I do take breaks, this is what I do. But I told her, I said, you reminded me of why I love to read and and how vital it is to be able to pick up a book, see yourself in it, and read it. Like, I know she was laughing at me, girl, because I was on that phone crying. I'm like, Casey, but she just, I was so enthralled by the story. Like I just kept flipping, kept flipping the page. So look, I really thank you. I appreciate you. I thank everybody who supports me. This is something I've always dreamed of, from being a little girl, writing books in a notepad, in a notebook, and being in class and I ain't paying attention to nothing the teacher's saying because I'm writing out a story. Stefan and Gata are characters I had when I was 17 years old. And I didn't write their book until I was 36. So that type of stuff,
That's crazy.
So just what's your purpose is your purpose. When you get your purpose, you walk in it and you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you so much. And I couldn't hop off here without, just
And
expressing it to you.
that makes my day. I'm gonna go cry some thug tears. And
I know. I just thought I was gonna cry. That's why I was like, I'm gonna wait till the end so that way if I start crying, I'm just gonna end the live in the middle of my scenes.
definitely about to go
I ain't finna be on here ugly crying. Because I'm gonna have to do this again next month. Because one of the authors that's coming with me, was because when I started my book talk account or my bookish account, I started last April. I only wanted to do graphics. I didn't want to be on camera. I didn't want to do videos. I was like, that's not my thing. I went through some serious health stuff in June, and I read this book that was so good. I was like, I have to do a video. And even today, when I look at that video, I see how red my eyes was from crying every day. And now next month, I'm gonna do the same thing with that author. So I was like, March and April, I'm really making myself emotional because first I got in Monique, then I have my other. But you know, it's also my chance to just, you know, give y'all flowers and why I love y'all like I do, you know.
We wouldn't be halfway where we are without the support. And, you know, that's why, you know, in this space, I love, you know, everything about the space. And sometimes I get so upset at the things going on, but you have to trudge through and just say, you know what, you know, but I do tell folks now, we can't blame no destruction on them other folks because this is self-induced. This is it's coming from inside the house. Okay.
The call is coming from inside the house.
So yeah. But other than that, this is my lane. This is my calling. So I'm just trying to do the best I can.
With what I got. I know that's right. Okay, well, I'm definitely gonna let you know my findings about still waters. Y'all, I'm gonna post still waters. Maybe I'll just post something that say Buddy Read, and y'all can comment and let me know if y'all join me in the read. And then whenever I go live to talk about it with y'all, maybe Miss M. Monique might join us and hear our thoughts.
I'll definitely come back. Yeah.
All right. Well, enjoy your weekend being a menace.
Listen, my kids gone for the weekend.
Oh, cut up. And you share some of your kid free time with me. Let me let you up off here. Thank you so much for joining me.
I ain't got nothing to do but go sit on my bed and pretend like I look and watch me. I'm gonna watch Ruth and Boaz for the 150th time.
Well, you enjoy this, well deserved, y'all. Y'all have a good one. Thank you so much for joining us. Bye. Have a good one.